All right, hey everybody, Daniel here. Thanks for joining me for class. This class is going to focus a little bit on engaging the inner thighs. So trying to find a little bit more strength and tone to the adductors, the muscles that draw everything in towards the center. We'll do a little bit of everything, but that will be the primary focus. Outside of that, always nice to have a block, but totally understand if you don't have a block. Pillow or a blanket might also be nice should you ever want a little bit more cushioning at any point. And you could also use a pillow for the first part of class where we will be doing a little bit of squeezing inward with the thighs. But if you don't have something available like that, you can totally get by just by using your feet. So with all that in mind, let's just go ahead and get started. Come to lying on your back. And as you come to lying on your back, just take a moment to feel what it's like to be at the start of your yoga practice right now today. Just checking in, doing a scan, feeling your body and feeling your breath. And throughout the rest of class, just keep checking in with that. How do you feel? How's the breath? And make sure you're moving in a direction that you want to go. And think of the breath as your anchor to stay grounded in the present moments. And also letting you know if it's time to maybe take a step back or maybe judge ahead a little bit more. With all that in mind, find your feet hips width, maybe a little bit wider, maybe a little bit more narrow. And then if you have a block or a pillow, go ahead and put the block or the pillow right in between your thighs, pretty close to the groin. And then squeeze the block, squeeze your feet towards the midline. And then as you start to press down, begin to lift up your hips, your belly, and your heart for the first bridge. Now as you press your feet down into the floor, find the action of pressing down, but also trying to slide the feet together without actually moving them. And then squeeze your thighs toward the block. Now if the block feels too narrow, you can always put it in a little bit wider. You can always adjust the width as needed. One is just to feel the engagement of the thighs drawing towards the midline. Then just a little bit more over engagement of the glutes. Just feel that you're engaging right and left butt cheek and keep that engagement. And then one more time, press through the feet, draw the feet together and feel the rise of your heart for one more breath. And then slowly begin to lower down, upper back, middle back, lower back. You can remove the block. Take your feet as wide as the mat, let your knees fall in towards the center. Just a few moments of constructive rest. Feel for doing a little bit less than you just were. And then we'll do one more round of bridge pose. So feet back to about hips width apart. And as you inhale, begin to lift up your hips, your belly, and your heart. This time, in your bridge pose, walk your left foot towards the midline of your mat, and then raise and reach your right leg up into the air. And just a few times, straighten and rebend your knee. 2 more. And then 1 more. And then rebend your knee, lower it back down to the floor. Press strongly through both feet. And then it's going to be left leg up into the air. Point, reach, stretch, and then a couple of times just bend and re-straighten the knee while continuing to press through your right foot. So one more time, extend and reach. And slowly with control, lower your left foot down to the mat. Both feet down, push down, draw in. And then slowly lower down, upper back, middle back, lower back. This time take your feet the width of your mat, or take your feet together, let your knees fall wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. Just a few breaths here. Doing the opposite of squeezing in, just letting the legs fall out. And then close the knees, wrap your arms around your legs. A couple of times circle the knees, open and close, open and close. Then circle the other way. Next time your knees join, start to rock a little bit forward, a little bit back, a little bit forward, a little bit back. Rock yourself up to a seat. And take your feet just a little bit wider than hips width. And then start to take the knees a little bit side to side, side to side. Knees might touch the ground, maybe they don't worry about that. Let's kind of get the feeling of moving through internal and external rotation of the hips. And if you want a little bit more, you can always remove your hands from the equation and see how that changes things. Right, and know that if you don't like that change, you can always bring your hands back down to the floor, no big deal. And then next time your legs fall over to the right, let them stay that way. And just simply fold over your right leg just for a moment, just for a breath. And then slowly draw yourself back up. And then immediately allow your legs to fall the other way. And stretch your body long over your left shin. And then draw yourself back to center. And then bring both feet back down to the mat. For a moment, wrap your arms underneath your thighs. Lightly pull away from your thighs and tuck your chin to your chest. Good, then as you inhale, start to draw your stomach to your thighs. Walk your hands behind you, push into your hands, soak your heart to the ceiling. And then back to neutral. And cross your ankles, walk your hands in front of you, come into a tabletop. And in your tabletop, a few rounds of cat-cows just to get into spine, just to get into hips a little bit more. And a moment of just following your intuition. Seeing what the body might be asking for or craving. And how you can use this practice to best suit your needs. Good, then start to draw yourself to a neutral spine. And then walk your hands a giant step forward for a puppy pose. So as you walk your hands forward, actively push your hands into the mat. And if you ever need to take the hands wider, if that's better for your shoulders, or draw your hips a little bit more forward, that's always okay. And it can either be chin towards the mat or forehead to the mat. It's gonna do what feels best for your neck, what feels best for your spine and your shoulders. And then feel for breathing slowly, right in between your shoulder blades. And then we'll say 2 more breaths here. Actively push down, and it's just an invitation to the heart to melt. Doesn't have to go all the way. And slowly draw yourself forward onto your belly for a Sphinx pose. In your Sphinx pose today, squeeze your thighs together, keep drawing inward. Unless that feels bad for your low back, then bring your feet back to hips width. Otherwise, squeeze in, press down. And then as you press down through the arms, energetically slide your heart towards the top of your mat. Draw your shoulders back, and then last little bit, lift your chin up, open the front of your throat. Good, 1 more breath there. Then curl your toes under, begin to lift up your belly, your hips, your thighs, and your knees come into plank pose on your elbows. And then just circling through the hips a couple of times, right, left. And then left, right. And then back to center. Lower back down for a Sphinx. Then press yourself back to a child's pose, forehead to mat, hips towards your heels. And just a reminder, you're always welcome to take child's pose. Right? At any moment you need to take a break, feel free to do that. You've got so many options and choices. Again, keep coming back to those choices that are going to best serve you where you're at today. The whole practice is just meeting yourself where you are and then moving from there. So keep moving in that direction. Start to crawl your hands forward, curl your toes under, lift your hips up high, heels low, downward facing dog. For this first down dog, feel free to just pedal through the feet, move it around. And then bend your knees, look between your hands, and tiptoe to the top of your mat. Hang heavy, Uttanasana, forward fold. Any sort of forward fold that feels nice for you. Knees can be as bent as you like. Then allow everything to dangle with a little bend to your knees. Start to slowly roll your body up to stand. Good, and as you get to the very top, take 1 big inhale, squeeze your shoulders to your ears, squeeze your face, squeeze your face. And exhale, let everything drop. And then take a moment, close your eyes, just Feel the feeling of being at the top of your mat. Just taking note of where you are in your body, where you are in your mind, and how the breath interacts with all that stuff. If you'd like to dedicate this practice to anything or anyone, or just inviting an intention into your day, your life, call that to mind now. And have a really great class. Let's start with some simple salutations, half salutations to start. Open your eyes up, inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, look up, get tall. Exhale, hinge forward at your waist, forward fold, send the weight towards your toes. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of head forward, tailbone reach back. Exhale, refold. Inhale, sweep your arms forward up, reach up, look up, maybe a little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to your hearts, hands by your side stand. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, reach up, get tall. Exhale, hinge forward, get heavy. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, refold. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, up, reach up, look up, a little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to your hearts, hands by your side. Simple Surya A. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen long. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, step or hop your feet back. You can lower down to your knees, chest and chin, or you can always take chaturanga. Inhale for your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog, push your mat away. And just a few breaths in downward facing dog. And find a little bit of stillness without any sense of rush or hurry. Just arriving at the destination. And as you get to that spot, hands and feet push strongly into the mat. And as your feet press down, don't just press them down. Feel as if your feet and inner thighs were drawn closer together without actually drawing them any closer together. Just to light up the inner line of the legs. And as the feet and the hands press down, continue to raise and reach your hips up high. And then filtering all that through the rhythm of your breath, smooth and supported breathing. Then when you reach your next inhale, soften your knees, look between your hands. You can take a step or hop up lightly. Top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, up, reach up, look up. Little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to your hearts, arms by your side stand. Couple of lunges. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen first. Exhale, fold, step your right foot back, release right knee down to the mat lunge. For the first one, hands stay down. Inhale, lift your gaze up, look up. Exhale, step your left foot back, right to downward facing dog. One breath in down dog, hands and feet push down, hips lift up high. Then inhale, raise and reach your right leg up into the air. Keep the leg lifted, little pulses for 3. Straight as you can for 2. 1, step your right foot forward, release left knee down to the mat lunge. Inhale, hands stay down, gaze goes up. Exhale, step your left foot forward, next to your right, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen long. Exhale, hang heavy. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, up, reach up, look up, little back bend at the top. Exhale, dive down right into the forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time step your left foot back, release left knee down to the mat lunge. Inhale, take your arms up, reach up, just go for height this time. Exhale, hands to the mat, frame your foot. This time straighten through your right leg to the degree that you can. Inhale, lift up high for your heart. Exhale, hinge your body forward, feel for reaching tailbone back. Inhale, rebend your right knee lunge. Exhale, step right foot back to downward facing dog. One breath in down dog. Then inhale, raise and reach your left leg up into the air. Keep the leg lifted, little pulses for 3. Keep pressing strongly through hands and foot for 2. 1, step your left foot forward, release right knee down to the mat lunge. This time, inhale, stretch your arms up, reach up, lift out of your waist. Exhale, hands to the mat, frame your foot, straighten through your left leg as much as you can. Inhale, lift up high through your heart. Exhale, hinge your body forward, press your heel into the floor. And then inhale, rebend your left knee lunge. Exhale, step right foot forward next to your left forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, hang heavy. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, up, reach up, look up, little back bend at the top. Exhale, hands to your hearts. Arms by your side, stand. Good. Adding on. Inhale, chair pose. Hips down, arms up. And then shift the weight into your left leg. Pick your right leg up. Come into eagle leg. So wrap your right leg around once, maybe twice. Once could be plenty. Don't worry about the arms for now. Inhale, just drop the hips down low. Lift up high through your heart. And squeeze everything tight. And then exhale, unravel. Step your right foot back. Come into high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up, reach up, lift out of your waist. Exhale, 2 hands down, frame your foot. Inhale, sweep left arm up into the air, twist, expand. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Step your left foot back. Your choice for a flow. Inhale, stay steady with your breath. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. 1 breath in down dog, hands and feet push down. While the feet also draw a little bit together as you lift your hips up high. Then inhale, raise and reach your right leg up into the air, stretch. Exhale, squeeze right knee to right elbow, try and get them to touch. Inhale, raise and reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward, come into high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up, reach up, lift out of your waist. Exhale, hands down, frame your foot. Inhale, sweep your right arm up into the air, twist and expand. Exhale, right hand down to the mat. Step your left foot forward next to your right forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, refold. Inhale, chair pose, hips down, arms up. This time, pour the weight into your right foot. Pick your left leg up and over. Maybe 1 rep. Maybe you can get 2. Squeeze everything tight. Drop the hips down. Lift up high through your heart. 1 more inhale here. Then exhale, unravel. Step your left foot back. High crescent lunge. You got it. Inhale, arms up, lift up. Exhale, 2 hands down. Frame your foot. Inhale, sweep right arm up into the air. Twist and reach. Exhale, right hand down to the mat. This time, straighten through your right leg to the degree that you can. Inhale, lift up high through your heart. Exhale, hinge your body forward, reach your tailbone up and back. Inhale, rebend your right knee lunge. Exhale, step right foot back next to your left. Lower down halfway or take your knees down. Inhale, lift your heart up, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. 1 breath in downward facing dog. Then inhale, raise and reach your left leg up into the air, stretch. Exhale, squeeze left knee into left elbow. Inhale, lengthen your leg back. Exhale, step your left foot forward, come to high crescent lunge. Inhale, stretch up, reach up, lift out of your waist. Exhale, 2 hands down, frame your foot. Inhale, sweep left arm up into the air, twist and expand. Exhale, left hand down to the mat, straighten through your left leg to the degree that you can. Inhale, think half lift through your heart. Exhale, think forward fold over your leg. Inhale, rebend your left knee lunge. Exhale, step right foot forward next to your left forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, refold. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, up, reach up, look up, little back bend at the top. Exhale, dive down right into your forward fold, hang heavy. Separate your feet the width of your mat, toes a little bit out, heels a little bit in. And drop the hips down low for a Malasana Yogi Squat. If you ever need to come down not so low, right? Totally do that. Honor your body, respect your knees. Squeeze your inner thighs together. But press your elbows back into your inner thighs. Give a little bit of resistance. Take an inhale, lift up your heart. Exhale, stand straight up. Inhale, stretch up, reach up. Exhale, rebend right into Malasana. Good. Inhale, lift up your heart. Squeeze your thighs in. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen long. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms. You can step, hop, or float your feet back and lower down through your vinyasa. Inhale, keep the rhythm of your breath. Exhale, press back down to facing dog. Good. Adding on. Inhale, raise and reach your right leg up into the air, stretch. Exhale, squeeze right knee, right elbow, press them into one another. Maybe give yourself a little push up. Yes. Push back up. Inhale, raise and reach your right leg up and back. Bend your knee, stack your hip, three-legged downward dog, a little twist. Good. Inhale, raise and reach your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Come into high crescent lunge. Good. In your high crescent lunge, take your left arm, stick your left arm underneath your right for eagle arms. Now if you can just cross once, that's fine. Grab a hold of opposite shoulders. If you can also cross at the wrists and the hands, go for that grip. Inhale, lift up, reach up, and then a little back bend for 3. Just keep lifting upwards for 2, 1. Draw yourself back to neutral. Here's the tough part. Bend your left knee, almost touch the ground, and then spring forward into your full eagle pose at the top of your mat. Good. Arms, legs, squeeze in tight towards the center. Take an inhale, puff up your heart. Exhale, unravel, step your left foot back, high crescent lunge. Inhale, lift up, reach up out of your waist. Exhale, 2 hands down inside of your right foot. Rock your way forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Good, then gently release. Left knee down to the mat. And then toe heel your right foot a little bit off to the right. Bring your right hand to inner right thigh and find the action of pressing your thigh out and away. But at the same time, press your thigh back into your hand, find a little bit of resistance, build a little bit of resilience. Good, just take one more breath there. Turn and twist your body to the right. And then release, 2 hands down to the mat. Curl your left toes under. You can step or maybe grab another transition. You can fly your right foot back. Otherwise, take yourself a little flow. Inhale, lift up high through your heart. Exhale, press back downward facing dog. Good, couple breaths in down dog. Just push into hands, reach high through your hips. Remember, as your feet press down today, also draw your feet towards the midline of your mat. Then inhale, raise and reach your left leg up into the air. Exhale, squeeze left knee, left elbow, squeeze them in. Maybe a little push up. Then you gotta push back up. Raise and reach your left leg up. Bend your knee, 3-legged downward dog with a little twist. Inhale, raise your left leg up and back. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Come into high crescent lunge. You know where this is going. Let's go there together. It's going to be right arm underneath the left this time. Maybe you cross once and grab shoulders. Maybe wrists can cross, maybe palms come together. Either way, inhale, draw your elbows up, lift up, look up, a little back bend for 3. Just think length of the spine for 2. 1, draw yourself back to neutral. Bend your right knee, almost touch the floor, and then go for it. Step your right foot forward, come into eagle pose. 1 rep, 2 reps, just squeeze toward the midline, whatever your wrap is. Squeeze everything in. Take an inhale, lift up your heart. Exhale, unravel, step your right foot back to high crescent lunge. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, 2 hands down inside your left foot. Rock your weight forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And then gently release your right knee down to the floor. Left foot a little bit off to the left.
at a 45-degree angle is my preference. Bring your left hand to inner left thigh. Find the action of pressing your thigh out and away from your body. But then find that resistance. Press your thigh back into your hand. Find a little bit of tone as you stretch. Look over your left shoulder and twist for one more breath. And then slowly unravel. 2 hands back down to the mat. Curl your right toes under. You got freedom. Somehow get your left foot back and take yourself through a flow. Meet back in downward facing dog. Good. In your downward facing dog, hands and feet push down. Continue to reach your hips up high. Then lower down to hands and knees for a tabletop. And you tabletop a couple of times, cat-cow, cat-cow. Good, and then slowly draw yourself to neutral. Walk your hands back. Bring yourself up to standing on your knees. So we're going to do one back bend. If you have your block or your prop handy, you can try doing this camel pose, squeezing in towards the midline. For some, that might give you a different sensation. It feels nice. If it feels bad for your low back, bad for the hips, right? Don't worry about the squeezing inward. Respect and honor where your body's at. Either way, find your distance with your knees about hips width. Either squeeze inward or don't squeeze inward. And take your hands to your back. And then inhale, lift up to the chest, lift your gaze. You stay right there, or maybe you continue to go back to a degree that seems bearable and sustainable for 3. And just think of trying to evenly distribute the load throughout the front side of the body for 2. Just keep thinking, lifting upper body out of your waist to find length to bend back for 1. Good, slowly draw yourself back up. Remove the block or your prop and lower your hips down to your heels. And take a moment to just breathe and observe. Eyes closed if you can. Nice. Open your eyes up. Send your feet out in front of you. Bring the soles of your feet together for a Baddha Konasana. So we've done some squeezing inward to strengthen a lot of this inner thigh. And it's time to just stretch it out a little bit more. So first, just take some gentle circles. Go about 3 times to the right. Just trying to ungrip anything that feels like it's holding tight. And then circle the other way. Good, draw yourself back to center. Take an inhale, lift up your heart. Then exhale, start to hinge your body forward. Now if you start to come down and it feels like there's a lot in your low back, a lot of pressure there, right? Don't go down so far. Rather, just think of lifting up your spine, hinging at the waist as much as you can, but trying to avoid that sensation of pressure in the low back, especially if it doesn't feel useful for where you're at right now. Draw your belly a little bit in and out to find a little bit of support for what's going on in the torso. And if you need a little bit more support, you're always welcome to put a pillow, either thin or doubled up, underneath your sitting bones, like so. That'll help you tilt your pelvis forward to take the upper body a little bit more at a hinge rather than a rounding. Just say 3 more breaths wherever you are. Try and settle in. Don't worry about going any deeper. Just be where you are. And don't miss the posture. Then start to slowly draw yourself up. And take your hands to your knees, close your knees. And then take your feet, again, pretty wide, a little bit wider than hips width, quite a bit wider than hips width actually. And then just like you did at the beginning, start to go side to side, side to side, side to side. If you want to do this with no hands, right, that's always an option. And no, it's an option you don't have to take. The next time your legs fall to the right, let them stay that way. Now your right foot, feel for heel, knee, and right hip all on the same line. And you can take your half pigeon like this, keeping both legs in this 90-90 position and folding forward over your right shin. This is a really nice way to open up the hip. But if you'd like to take the traditional half pigeon too, you can simply extend your left leg back and boom, you're in your half pigeon. Just a few breaths here. Try and drop into it without a sense of rush or urgency. One more breath in the space you found yourself. And then slowly draw yourself up. Bring both feet back, and then allow your legs to fall over to the left. And heel, knee, hip, all pressing down into the floor, kind of on the same plane. You can take your half pigeon just like this, folding over your left leg. Or again, if you would like, you can take the traditional half pigeon by extending your leg back behind you. And of course, if doing a belly down hip opener doesn't feel good for your knee or your hip or your back for whatever reason, feel free to take an alternative hip opener on your back. If you ever need suggestions, just feel free to reach out. Just 2 more breaths in the space you found. Just be there. And slowly draw yourself up. Bring both feet to the mat, and then gather your knees, roll onto your back. Circle your knees together and apart. Circle your knees the other way. Good. And then we'll take a twist. And so you can do the eagle legs, right leg on top, left leg on bottom. You can rock once or twice. With the right leg on top, let your legs fall over to the right. Keep 2 shoulders down to the floor. And then feel as if left hip was moving towards the top of your mat, away from your left shoulder. And of course, if this doesn't feel right for your body, you can just take the one leg in, one leg long. One more breath here. And slowly draw back to center and switch the legs, left leg on top, right leg on bottom. 1 rep, 2 reps, up to you. But this time allow your legs to fall over the opposite way, so most likely to the left. You can T-bar your arms. You can always bring your hands to your hip to just encourage that sensation of hip moving away from shoulder. Just some easeful breaths. And 1 more breath there. And slowly draw yourself back to center. Hug both legs into your chest. And squeeze pretty tight. And then squeeze even tighter. Take a big breath, hold it at the top. And when it's time to release, let your arms and your legs go, come into a Savasana. Or if you prefer to take a moment of seated meditation, right, you can take some seated meditation instead. Just about 60 seconds or so to do less. Put trust in all that you did and what you're doing right now. And just relative stillness, relative silence in the space you're in. And then take a moment to just be as present as you can for
yourself. The feeling of being here and now. And begin to breathe deeper. And you can draw your knees in and roll to your left or to your right. And slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. And in your comfortable seat, if you can, close your eyes and just take a moment to acknowledge the work that you did. You made it to your mat. You set aside this time. You did something good for yourself. And right, that's a big deal. Take a moment to just find gratitude for your body that was able to move you and your breath that was able to support and sustain you. And just try not to take those things for granted, especially right now. And you can draw your hands to your hearts or towards your forehead. And just take a moment to bow and honor yourself. And I bow to you. Thank you so very much. As always, if you ever have any questions or requests, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope that you're doing well, and we'll have more classes up for you in the next few days. Thank you so very much. Take care. Be well.